For days now, families have been fleeing sectarian violence in the northern Sinai. ISIL militants are specifically targeting Christians. Those who fled El Arish are now camped at a church in Islamia. Some have just the clothes on their backs. It's an internal displacement rarely seen in Egypt. And there are fears the numbers will grow.
We left all the apartments. I left 3, mine, my elder sons and his brothers. I can tell you that I brought absolutely nothing with me, but I thank God that we made it out alive.
The exodus of Christians rose sharply after militants gunned down a Christian man in front of his family.
My cousin had gone to open the door after he heard some knocking. At the door, he found a masked terrorist with a pistol, who took him inside and shot him in the head. When my aunt heard the sound of his body collapsing on the floor, she came from her room yelling, "What did you do to my son?" They took her out to the street barefooted and in her pajamas. They then went back to her husband and killed him.
They are thirsty for the blood of any Christian, so there is no way that any Christian can live in El Arish. They were pretty clear when they said we won't leave any Christian in peace. They want an Islamic state.
The Egyptian military has been battling ISIL-affiliated groups in the Sinai region. But Christian refugees here say forces are battling to keep civilians safe. Susan Mwongeli, CGTN.
Let's get you more on that story. I'm joined live from Cairo by CGTN's Adel Mahrouri. Adel, what's the latest on the Egyptian Christians being resettled? Where are they being resettled?
Well, Panina, they're still moving out from the North Sinai area. Al-Ismailiyah, a city 110 kilometers northeast Egypt, has been one of their main destinations, with over 100 families have been reported by local churches there. This is where they mainly have been temporarily rehoused until further notice. According to an earlier report today from an evangelical church priest, he said that they're now starting to look for other options in neighboring cities, namely Port Said and Suez. These are two of the 3 cities, including Ismailiyah, that are the major or the biggest 3 cities on the Suez Canal area. Now, the Suez Canal area is the closest to North Sinai, and this is where, or the closest safe haven for Egyptian Christians in that area, and that's why they just crossed the Red Sea into the other side, the western side of the Suez Canal, where these cities lies. And this is what the churches, the Christian community, and also the Egyptian government have all been working together to maintain sort of a humane environment for these displaced people to stay there temporarily, according to the Egyptian Minister of Social Solidarity's statement earlier this morning as well.
And Adel, how is the Egyptian army in the Sinai tackling this latest threat from ISIL-affiliated militants?
Well, there hasn't been any significant approach against the assailants or the perpetrators that have conducted these massive killings for civilians in the past few days. In February, we have 7 civil Coptic Egyptians who have been killed in North Sinai, which has caused terror among their families and moved and forced them to be displaced. But in general, what is going on is that what some witnesses are saying is that the perpetrators were moving freely midday. One Coptic Christian has been reportedly slaughtered in the center of a day market, and that's what has been shocking to most of the families there. No arrests have been announced, no new military operations have been declared by the Egyptian armed forces up until now.
Just how much of a threat is ISIL to Egyptian Christians? Are we seeing people being targeted already?
Well, yes, that's what has been going on. First of all, ISIL's and the affiliated groups that it has in the North Sinai region have been mainly targeting security forces since 2013, since the military ousted former President Mohammed Morsi, who was an Islamist from the Muslim Brotherhood. we've been seeing lately an improvement or a development, in their tactics, where they have been targeting civilians, namely Christians. They have claimed responsibility for a major suicide bomb that took place in Cairo, and then just several days ago they've released a video vowing to target more Egyptian Christians in the coming period, as they, according to ISIL, they believe they're infidels and they support the current administration led by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, a clear rival for these groups. And therefore, we've seen quickly things develop to reach the 7 civilians killed in North Sinai, and many are expecting further attacks in the coming few days.
All right, Adel Mahroui joining us live from Cairo. Many thanks.